truth and love will survive. Tell me, how can it end when it hasn't a chance to begin?
Back in November of last year, we did something with the UN where what we did was we joined forces with an organization called Girl Rising, which is the film that you're going to witness today. And this movie is about calling attention to a movement of young girls, the struggle that they deal with in getting an education. As I'm here and I'm thinking, I had some notes that I wanted to go through. And for me, this is a very special thing. It's a passion of mine to focus on education. And what today is really about is calling attention to the ladies in the room, everyone in the room, males in the room. And whether you are a parent and you have daughters, or whether you're a brother and you have sisters, or you just don't have children, but you have a mother, the one thing that you're going to take away from this film today is the inequities, the injustices that we have around the world when it comes to education and women. And in this day and age, for this to happen, it's a real shame, but it happens. So we did this screening back in November of last year with the UN. We had 250 clients, employees, and people from the UN down on the 14th floor. And this film, we had a viewing of this, the film was an overwhelming success. And since then, what we've done with the help of Matula Payne, who's here standing up, who brought this movement to my attention, we are now organizing a viewing of this film in Chicago, in California, in the metropolitan region, and in the UK, as well as some parts in Asia. So this thing has really taken a life of its own, and this is just within the UBS community that we're going to be doing this. And what this film shows is the absolute power that comes from promoting awareness that will change an inequity and injustice that's taking place around the globe. The film opens our eyes to the pervasive obstacles young girls continue to face in their pursuit of getting an education. Whether it's early and forced marriage, whether it's domestic slavery, or gender violence or gender discrimination. As you're going to shortly see here from the film, the reasons are many. But the ones that are highlighted in my mind are poverty, cultural traditions, and lack of attention by policy leaders, just to name a few. So the Girl Rising team, when they set out to build a campaign with this powerful film at its center, or at its core, if you will, the campaign was all about three major goals in mind. One, changing minds. Two, changing lives. And three, changing policy. So let's go to changing minds. What it's trying to do by changing minds is by raising awareness about the importance of girls' education to global prosperity and peace. Changing lives by driving resources to organizations around the world that help girls get into school and stay in school. Changing policy by identifying ways that global leaders can act to support and protect girls so that they have the same opportunities that boys have, so that they too can maximize their potential. And so the UBS community as a whole, we're honored to support the initiative of Girl Rising because it's aligned with our corporate responsibility to invest in communities through partnership, entrepreneurial and educational programming, as well as we have here today, employee engagement. So besides my role as branch manager in this office, I'm also the chairperson of employee engagement for the MOSAIC network. which, as I said before, is the diversity network at the firm. And our mission is to foster an inclusive community where the talents and cultures and ideas of our employees are leveraged to contribute to the success of not only our firm, but our clients. So in that role of chair of employee engagement, and with the support of members of my team, like Santiago Laje, who's in the room, Petula Payne, who brought the idea to us, my job is to create and promote events that will advance the empowerment of both women and people of color. And that's what this afternoon's film is about. When Petula reached out to me 7 months ago or 8 months ago about this film, she shared her vision with me as to how she saw this playing out. And I instantly said yes. And my immediate reaction came from the fact that UBS supports life-changing movements that promote education, foster gender equality, and inspire employees to take pride in success. After viewing the film for the first time, I was astounded to see the impact that each girl had as they became agents of change, despite all the hardships and the struggles that they had to endure. It also touched me personally. You see, I was raised by a single mother who only has a college or high school education. And we emigrated to the States from Colombia when I was 9 years old, after losing my father to brain cancer at the age of 3, and he was only 26. And I personally, I can attest to the power of a strong foundation when it comes to education and the positive correlation that has to personal advancement, because I'm proof of it. And maybe my bias, as I call myself a male feminist, has to do with the fact that I was raised by a single mom. I don't know. But for me, this is what it's about. It's education. Boys, girls, it doesn't matter. And we should have the same opportunities around the globe that we have in this country. So although our education system may not be the greatest, what we do know is that there are equal opportunities for boys and girls to go to high school, to go to college. One of the things that I did in preparing for this was I went out and did some research on statistics on women and education. And some of the things that I'm about to highlight are things that I found to be really enlightening. And let's go through some of them. 1, currently women hold more advanced degrees than men in every field but the field of engineering in the U.S. 2, women currently hold 51% of the nation's PhDs and are expected to make up 60% of undergraduate enrollment by the year 2019. 3, a girl with an extra year of education can earn 20% more as an adult. 4, an educated mother is more than twice as likely to send her children to school. 5, if India enrolled 1% more girls in secondary school, its GDP would rise by $5.5 billion. But to put that in perspective, that's more than the GDP of 28% of the nations that are members of the UN. 6, if all girls had a secondary education, there would be 2/3 fewer child marriages globally. 7, a literate mother has a 50% higher chance that her child will survive past the age of 5. And last, 2/3 of the 792 million illiterate adults in the world are female. These statistics, along with this film, further reinforce my personal feelings on education. I was deeply affected by the struggles that these 9 young women endured, which you're about to see here in this film. But I was also encouraged by the resilience, the valor, and the passion that they had in striving towards their pursuit of an education.